All right, I'm about to teach you guys a game-changing technique that will help you profit up to 200 to 300% weekly. I want to clarify something here. When I said profit up to 200, 300% weekly, I'm not talking about off of one single trade or one single purchase. It doesn't work that way. Because if you were to profit 200, 300% off of one position, that means you're over leveraging or you're doing some type of margin trading. That's not what this is. I know a lot of you guys probably thought, oh, this is probably going to be a Ray's secret technique to get rich quick. No, there's no such thing. There's ways to efficiently grow your account and be more cautious and more ethical. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys today. Not to get rich quick. Quick disclaimer, guys. This is not margin trading. We're spot trading and doing crypto arbitrage, which is completely different. It does not require any type of margin. Does not require futures trading. It does not require MetaTrader 4. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking I was going to do another call about trading, but no, it's not what that is. Today we're going to be doing low risk, high potential returns. But obviously always do your research. Okay, so now that we got all the disclaimers out of the way, so I think most of you guys already know crypto bubbles. You get to see all the massive gains throughout the day in little bubbles or big bubbles, depending on the gains and the loss. And you can also change to the weekly, okay? Why am I showing you this? This is really important. So what I normally do is I look at weekly and I try to look at what has been already doing good, okay? And I try to avoid coins that have already done like 10x or like 100x or anything like that. I try to look for coins that have potential upside, okay? For example, if I saw that Mana did 22% this week, this is what I would do. I would go to Mana and I will pull up Mana on the chart, okay? This is where it gets interesting. Pardon me for eating the carrot because I didn't get to eat my dinner today. I basically went on the chart and I tried to analyze it and try to look for areas that's gonna be potentially oversold, okay? So you can do something very simple here by drawing like a support and resistance where like we can cross-reference the previous lows, right? You can see that consecutively this week, Decentraland has hit below $3 or near $3, but it kept bouncing up above $3, right? So in situations like this, what you could do is not margin trade it, okay? I know you guys are thinking, oh, you buy the dip, right? You buy the dip and you short the position from the top. No, that's not what I'm thinking here, or that's not what I'm doing with this. There's a more conservative way to approach and tackle this, okay? So this is what I would do. First and foremost, I would make sure that this token has good utility and is overall bullish, okay? And I'm gonna explain the reason why it has to be overall bullish after I explain what I'm doing here first, okay? So when it hits previous low, what I basically do is I go on my exchange and I will convert whatever amount of Tether USDT that I have in stablecoin, and I would put it towards this coin. Okay, so for example, if I have 5,000 USDT or USDC, whichever one that you're using, I would convert it to Mana. Okay, and I would ride the uptrend until it hits anywhere between 3.4 or 3.6, and then I would convert it back to USDT. And then what I would do is I would wait for another dip. There's so many ways to figure out when the dip will happen because you can see something like, you know, MACD, RSI, stochastic. There's a lot of indicators that can help you overall when will it be overbought and oversold, right? And this way, if in a hypothetical situation, okay, like worst case scenario, let's say you converted USDT, let's say you converted 10,000 USDT into Mana, and you've entered here, right? I'm gonna give you guys an example of what happens if something goes wrong. Like, you know, let's say it ends up going down, for example. Okay, there's ways out of it. Okay, so let's say you thought it was gonna go back up, but instead it went down. okay? And now you're in a bit of a negative equity. Well, because it's an overall bullish crypto and it has good utility, all you have to do is ride it out, right? And then you've now recovered back from that crypto loss, okay? Again, this is not a financial advice. Use your own research and your judgment before doing this. This is just, I'm just trying to educate you guys on what works for me, okay? But this is one of the techniques that I use to safely do 200 to 300%, because each single transaction that I'm doing with these spot trading between USDT and Mana, for example, I'm making like 20 to 30% gains on some of these potential bounce backs, right? So what I would do is, right now, like when the price is trading around 3.7, 3.6, I'll take the profit and convert it to USDT, and I'll wait for the price to hit my certain limit order. Okay, I will place a limit order, some in 3.2, some in 2.9, or maybe I'll do a large one on 2.8. Then if it doesn't get filled, it doesn't get filled. But I would wait for my limit order to get filled. That way, when Mana gets bought at a certain price, now I can just wait for the market to correct itself, and now I'm back in profit. And you just keep converting back and forth, and that's how you do this technique. You can do this with almost any token, any crypto. But here's the part where you really need to understand, okay? You need to understand how to transfer between the USDT and these tokens, and you have to understand the utility behind the token. So the token can't be, something volatile like Shiba Inu. It can't be anything like Cat Girl, or anything stupid like what else? Dodge Elon, Dodge anything. Like I wouldn't recommend you guys do this technique for any of those. This technique works best more so for more stable coins, right? And I'm not talking about stable coin like USDT Tether. I'm talking about stable like as in it's been hitting the same highs and the lows, and it's been very volatile. I picked Mana because it was one of the volatile ones that I was looking at, right? There's another volatile one, and that was Loopring, okay? And I was making a lot of money with Loopring. So with Loopring, what I've been doing, same thing, okay? It's been hitting. Look at how consistent it's been, okay? I'm gonna draw all the areas where it's been consistent, okay? There's been consistency here, right? So that area has been very consistent. This area has been very consistent. And why is this more safer and more conservative compared to if you were to margin trade? When you're margin trading, you're borrowing the margin, right? You're leverage trading. So your potential loss could be your entire capital, depending on if you're doing isolated margin or if you're doing cross margin, or if you're trading on MetaTrader 4. Either ways, you're borrowing leverage, so your risk becomes higher. So that means you could potentially lose all your money. And with cryptos, you don't have to do leverage trading. Leverage trading, I do it more so for fun, like shits and giggles, because I've been trading for more than 10 years. I have very good techniques on how to do it, how to go in and out. But not everyone has that down, and people think you can just get into margin trading and start making thousands of dollars a day. It is very unrealistic. And I'm not just saying this for the video. I've actually been telling that to every person, even people that I meet in real life. They'll ask me, they'll be like, Ray, can I learn how to margin trade and become a multi-millionaire? The short answer is no. The long answer is maybe. But you really have to kind of be the type of person to be able to achieve profitable margin trading. But this is something that everyone can do. The spot trading, crypto arbitrage, where you're moving one from one exchange to another, okay? So crypto arbitrage is basically, there's two different ways to do arbitrage. The one that everybody knows is where you can move one crypto to another exchange, okay? So for example, let's say Coinbase, Bitcoin, ask is like 64,000 right now. Sometimes if you go to KuCoin, it might be higher or it might be less. So between those little differences, which is really based on supply and demand out of those exchanges, you can make profit, very small profit, by just transferring your Bitcoin from one exchange to another. Okay, and this is very safe because you're not, even if you do end up for whatever reason lose money, you're not losing much, right? And when you do profit, you're profiting what, like 2 to 3%, but it's very conservative, very safe, right? So this is another way that I do it. But personally, it's that profit is not enough for me to like focus on, for me to like constantly do crypto arbitrage like that. What I like to do more so is like the spot trading, where like I'm converting it back and forth to USDT, back to the crypto token that I'm looking at, and then back to USDT, back to crypto token, back to USDT. And if you know how to master doing this, I don't want to be like, giving you guys unrealistic numbers, but it's not that unrealistic to do 200 to 300% a week, long as you do proper risk management. Now the downside again of this is that you might have to, if you get stuck in a downtrend, you might have to be stuck in that downtrend with a bit of a negative drawdown for a bit. So that is your downside, ultimately speaking. But basically what I would do is, if I had like, let's say X amount of capital, let's say I had $10,000, what I would do is I would use portion of that towards spot trading for, let's say, Loop Ring, and I would keep converting them back and forth, and then I'll do spot trading with another token, like maybe Chainlink, maybe HBAR, maybe KDA, right? But the idea is to look for a market that's been consistent with its highs and the lows, highs and the lows, highs and the lows. And long as you know how to spot the overbought, oversold areas, you should be able to be fine. Like, this is very low risk, conservative way of slowly growing your account, especially if you lack capital, especially if you don't have like the funds to trade margin, or if you don't want to get into margin because you understand the risk, but obviously educate yourself first, do your research, because this is not, I'm not gonna lie to you, once you actually know what you're doing, this becomes extremely easy, kind of like learning how to drive a manual vehicle. But if you don't know what you're doing, this could be annoying. So if you really want to learn how to do this, if you're not already in my Discord, there's gonna be a Discord link in my channel below, in the bio section, the comment section, bio section. Description section. I keep forgetting that I'm on YouTube. But yeah, so that's one way you guys can learn. And if you have any questions, you guys can always ask me in Discord. I've already made a recent announcement about this, but for the next 2 months, I really want to focus on helping people in my community, and I just want to give back to my community, because I understand what it was like not having a way out, and I feel like we're in one once in a lifetime opportunity where pretty much like any crypto, any decent project can go to the moon and drastically change your life. Right? And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna be like that forever. Because once we've entered the era of crypto, where we're living with crypto and everyone's using crypto, I don't think we'll have the opportunity to ride a rocket or go to the moon. I don't think that's realistic, because everyone's already using it, right? So with that being said, I really hope you guys do your own research and you've gotten some type of value from this video. And again, if you guys have any questions about anything that I've just discussed, let me know, and I want to help you guys out. I want to help you guys win. Bottom line is spot trading, very conservative, low risk, and it's easy to achieve. So that's pretty much it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care, guys.